Hello friends, this is Cara-Renee with B.Reborn Art and Healing, coming to you with another cute ephemera piece, multifunctional, multi-flip, multi-writing space project. So this is what we're going to be making today. Let me just show you this one here. We're going to be working with the kits for the autumn journals as well as the sunflower fairy journal. I've made several off camera just because that's part of my process for actually getting ephemera for my journals. So what we have here is we have, let me move these cards first. We have a belly band, okay? We have a belly band. Let me just remove this. We have a belly band that will be glued to the page. So we've got Velcro dots here and here so that our writing space can be removable. So this just clips back on or just Velcros back on right there. But it can be taken out to be written on. I've secured it with a piece of seam binding. It opens up like so, and then you've got this fantastic writing space. You've got writing space here. You've got just this pretty page, and then you've got more writing space here, and we also have a pocket. It looks like I didn't put a card in there. I will do that later. So we've got a pocket. We've got 1, 2, 3 areas for writing, and then we've got a belly band which will hold these 2 journal cards, okay? So that's what we're going to be working on. I'll just fix that later. And then here is the sunflower fairy one. Same process. I'm not going to undo all of it, but we've got a belly band. I use this trim that I have in my drawer, and I had a piece of seam binding or parchment there because I had some wet glue under there. But what's really cool is that sometimes I get these ideas and then I make them, and then they're not super functional in journals because we need a surface to write on our ephemera, right? So with this being removable, you can take it out, set it on your table or wherever you're doing your journaling, write on it, and then reattach it to the belly band. Okay, so this one's got some cute cards as well with the trim there. And then this is the second one for the autumn journals. I love this kit. It is a new one. I believe I linked it in the last video over on the blog, so you can check that out. But it's really, the only thing I'm so bummed that these creators do not create, you search junk journal kit and you expect to get a kit. You expect to get tags and pockets and all these things, and everything's resized, and we don't get that these days as much. So you have to print a lot of paper, you have to, mess with the sizing to get the ephemera that you want, which is fine, but it is a little bit frustrating. So again, a belly band. And what else was I going to say about this? I thought there was something else. I'm sure it will come back to me. So this is the same on the inside as well. So this is our template. So our base piece, the one that flips up, is 5 inches by 10 3/4 in total height. And then our inside piece is 5 by 9.5. And that is then scored at the halfway point. And then you've got your pocket. Oh, I don't think I made a pocket on the template, but this is where I would have made a pocket, okay? So when you glue this flap down, you would just put glue here and here and here to have that pocket. So that is what we're going to be making. We're going to be making 2 today. I'm probably not going to decorate. I'm still sick. It is Saturday the 20th, and I'm flattened, but I have to create. I have to get something on the channel. So we're going to take it slow and easy and get some stuff done. So I've got my tools here, a tab punch, my ink, quarter rounder, and circle punch for the pocket divot. And we're going to make one for the sunflower journal and then one for the House of Mahalo. So this is a House of Mahalo guest design team project focus. So this is the beautiful kit that I'm going to be using. Fits perfectly with the autumn journal tones that we're making for one of the journals. So look at that. Look at those beautiful florals. So let me show you the pieces here. And look at that sweet bird. I love that. And I love the soft oranges. I will say I am struggling a lot to create these autumn journals. I would prefer to just skip it. I'm having a tough season, more so than I have in recent years, but I'm going to push through because there is learning and pushing through things that create discomfort, things that make us feel emotions that we don't necessarily want to feel all the time. So I'm going to continue pushing through. We're going to continue to make the ephemera and put together a couple of beautiful journals. But I love these tones. I love the pinks and the peach colors. So this is just some of the bits that are going to go in. This is a piece of, I believe, the belly band piece that were these soft leaves that I think are really beautiful. And I love that she threw this color in because it's very complementary to some of the other stuff we're going to be doing in the journal. So everything associated with Justine Jenkins and House of Mahalo will be linked down below, and then all the supplies will be found over on the blog. And as always, the link to the blog is in the video description box. So this is the other piece of that one with the soft leaves. This is going to be our belly band piece, and then this is going to be our a booklet one, and then this will be the other one that's going to go on the front. Now, unfortunately, the direction is a little bit weird, just the way that they're created, but that's not a problem for me at all. So that's that one. So let's start with this one, and we're going to go ahead and start with the let's start with the base, because that makes the most sense. So this is going to be, again, this is, let me just show you really quick, it is 10 3/4 by 5. So we're going to fold it in half. I also have 2 grandkids coming over today. I'm helping my daughter and her son-in-law out today because they have a one of our grandsons has a track meet today in Tillamook, which is like several hours away, a couple hours away. So we are going to be, I'm going to be taking him to his soccer game today. So this one is, again, unfortunately the wrong direction, but we will make it work. It does not matter. So that's going to be our base. And then we're going to take this one, which, let me just confirm that this is 9.5 by 5. So we're going to go ahead and fold this one in half, and it's going the opposite direction in terms of the image. I was bummed that I couldn't capture, just because of the way I printed, I couldn't capture keeping this beautiful vintage bit here and the flowers, so I just opted to do that. Oh, I think I'm going to have this one go this way because I like those flowers better. So I'm a little bit crooked, not surprising. I think I cut something wonky, so we've got an edge there. We're going to straighten that out. Doesn't hurt to shave a little off. That the dimensions are not set in stone. You can make them whatever size you want. Okay, so that is that. So let's go ahead and start with inking these up. I do want to round the edges, so I'm going to round all 4 corners of both of these pieces and ink them, and I'll be right back. Okay, so when I was talking about flipping this, I actually really like that side up. If you don't like what's on each side, you could just flip it and have it open the opposite direction. So that's all I'm talking about there. So this is going to get glued on here, but because we're going to make a pocket and it's going to open this way, pardon me, get my fingers to work, we're going to put glue here, here, and here. So let me do that really quick. I did grab my glue while I was doing the inking because I forgot. So I'm just going to flip this over and I'm going to put glue here. I don't go around that rounded corner all the way because I don't want to affect the size of the pocket necessarily where I can. Got some other great ephemera ideas, so I hope to get a couple more videos done this weekend. But I am resting a lot. I slept until 8:30 this morning, which I never do. Unfortunately, I had horrible nightmares, so, which is pretty normal. Well, not normal, but when it happens, they're pretty egregious. You know, they're not fun. So yeah, but I did sleep in, and that was good for me. Okay, so there we go. So you just want to kind of I spy the sides and make sure that it's somewhat even. I don't strive for perfection, so I'm good with that. And then we've got our pocket here. So we'll let that sit though. I like to just use my bone folder and give that a little bit of a press. So I am in this season, I would love to hear ideas about, is there any ephemera kinds of ideas that you would like to see that you're not seeing on my channel? Do you want to see me do more recycled art? Do you want me to use more book pages and music pages and things like that? I would love to hear your feedback on that because I am here doing this for you guys, okay? So that is it. So now this is our belly band. So let's work on the belly band before I start skipping around too much. So this measures 8 3/4 inches wide. Let me just show you that really quick. I have plenty of room on my desk, but I seem to always have a struggle when I need to bring this on camera. So it is, let me just make sure, it is 8 3/4, and that allows us a 1/4 inch a gusset on the ends. So I'm going to go ahead and just score that at a 1/4 inch here and here. It's a beautiful day here in the Pacific Northwest. I'm hoping that I'm going to have my granddaughter over this afternoon for just a few hours, and I thought maybe her and I could go out to the studio and do some stuff. So in the outdoor studio, we'll see how I feel. And then Josiah can hang out with Papa, which he loves to do. Okay, so let's see how we did here. Yeah, pretty good. 8 1/4. Okay, so I'm not going to round those edges because it creates a little bit of weakness in that gusset. So I'm just going to ink this up really quick. I really love the soft colors and the soft images that Justine brings into her digitals. I think they're really pleasing. So again, this is going the wrong direction because we've got writing, but it's not going to matter. It's going to be covered up. Okay, so before we put this on though, we want to decorate the front of this and we want to put some seam binding to close it. So let me look in my drawer and see. I didn't prepare for this part. Let me see what I've got for some seam binding that would go good for a closure there. I think I've got a good color. I wonder what this one would look like. What do you think about that one? No, that's too dark. What's this one? What's this one? I like that one. Let's do this. I haven't even spooled this one yet because I can't find my spools. The struggle is real. The studio is completely impeccably clean, but I cannot find where I stashed the spools. Okay, so and the reason why we want to do this first is because we want to get its position before we put our Velcro dots on. So, but before we do that, I think we'll decorate the front because that helps with deciding which direction we put the seam binding, because you can run it this way or you can run it this way. Okay. Oh, I didn't pick anything. What did I do with that piece? I had a piece that was going to divide this page. Where is it? What did I do with it? Oh man, what? I had a piece, maybe it was this. Nope, because that's a small card. I don't know what I did with it. Give me just 1 second, guys. Okay, we'll use this. I had one cut, but I don't know what I did with it. So it probably got tossed in the recycling as usual. So I'm just going to cut this widthwise the same dimensions as the base here, and I'm just going to bring this over and give that a quick trim. I guess I could have just done it here because it's 5 inches. Okay, like so. And then I'm going to cut it just at the top of all that greenery, just to create a little bit of a separation there on our page, because this is kind of boring. Oh, that's perfect. Look at that. I love it. I think I'm going to round the corners on that. Okay, oh, that's really pretty. I like that. You could also make this into a belly band on the top. You know what? Maybe I'll do that and just leave that as an opportunity for, well, we'll put the seam binding this way and then we can actually utilize that. I'm not going to put anything in it today because I did not prepare or plan for that. So I'm just going to put a bead of glue on each side here. And then we'll go ahead and place that down about halfway. Okay, there we go. I love how that's going to pull in that belly band bit as well. So now we're ready for our seam binding. So what I like to do is find the center of my seam binding. You could use other material, but this is just what I have. And I'm going to turn this over. And what I did is I kind of positioned this on my grid so I could kind of keep it straight, you know, keep everything even. And I'm going to place this down. Okay, so that we are about the same distance, top to bottom and side to side. And then I'm going to put my seam binding down. So I'm going to run some glue, and this is going to be tricky because I just did that. I'm going to have to turn this. Sorry, guys. Let me turn this. About there and about there. Just trying to get it centered. It's not like the end of the world if it doesn't. And I'm following this grid line for my glue. So I'm just going to run a bead of glue initially here and then just come back and make it a little bit wider. It was really wonky. And then I'm going to go ahead and put my seam binding down. Okay. And I'm just going to push that down. There we go. Doesn't have to be super ridiculous, so there we go. Okay, so while it's in this position, let's go ahead and get our Velcro. I didn't even pull it out. My apologies. I love using Velcro dots and making this removable ephemera. It feels so much more functional. So what we're looking at here, though, is we want to make sure that our Velcro is within the margins of the belly band. So I'm going to go here, here. That was a little too far over, but that's okay. It's not going to be a problem. It's just a little closer than I would have wanted. And then we're going to go ahead and put the soft one on top. And then I like to put a little dab of glue on that sticky part. So we'll do that in a second. Sorry about that. My daughter just popped in. That my grandson is here. So let's continue on. So I put the seam binding on. So now we can go ahead and put our glue dots on. I forgot where I was at. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on each of the backs of those Velcro dots. It just helps to really, really stick. And so then what I do is I bring this over and keep it this way so I can see everything. And then we're going to place this down. Again, we're going to line up to the grid as best we can to that. Okay, and I'm just going to try to line this up. It's an imperfect science here, but we're going to aim for the middle if we can. About there, I'm happy with that. And just I'm just looking to see if everything looks good, and that seems to be fine. Just give those a push like so, and then your belly band is in place. Okay, looks pretty good actually. Okay, and then you just tie this off. So later I'll come in and I'll put something in here because that's a great opportunity for that. So the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and make our, put our ephemera piece in here. Is this our pocket? Where did our pocket go? Oh, it's over here. Oh, it didn't. Oh, there we go. It's right there. I'm a little delusional today. My apologies. So I've got 2 cards. So I'm thinking that this is probably a little bit too big, so I'm going to trim it down just a bit because I don't want to fuss with it. So I'm just going to take about 1/4 inch off. And I'm going to prepare both of these pieces. These are both cards for the pocket, and I'll be right back. Okay, so this is just going to go in here. Hopefully it's not too big. Oh man, did I trim? Which side did I trim? I feel like I need to trim another side, so let me fix that. Oh, the struggle is real. I'm having one of those days where I feel like I could sleep all day, and yeah, but I can't. So I'm going to have kiddos today, which is all right. Okay. So let's see where we're at. I'm so discombobulated, guys. Where's our pocket? Our pocket's over here. Oh my heavens. Okay, that's going to slide in there. It's a little tight, but it'll loosen up. Oh my goodness gracious, Renee. Let me get my ruler. Let me show you my little trick. So when you get that kind of a problem, just stick your ruler in there and you can kind of open up that landscape from that glue, those glue lines. So just by doing that, and I'm just going to flip that so you guys can see what I'm doing here. Slide that in. Okay, like that. And then slide this one in this way. Oh, it's a perfect fit. The other ones I only put one in this pocket, but I'm like, why not? Why not? Okay, so there we go. So now you can close this up, and I'm going to do any decorating off camera because we've got one more to do here. So I'm just going to tie this, and all I'm going to add to this is probably a little word or something, maybe maybe here or something, but I'll do that off camera. You can kind of see by the ones I showed you how I decorate, so I'm going to just forego that this time. I hope that you don't mind. I cut that way too long. Yikesies. Okay. So, and then these ones are the cards for the behind the pockets. And again, I'll just do those off camera. All I'm going to do is round all the corners, put a whale tail tab on them, and then they'll just stick behind here, okay, behind the belly band. So let's move on because we're a little bit lengthy here. And I want to do the sunflower one with you because it's my favorite. I'm looking for my next kit to use. I'm really struggling with inspiration, so I might be delaying the neutral journals that we were going to make. I feel like I'm in a season where I need something with some color and some life. So we'll see how that goes. Okay, so this is our base piece. So again, it's the same measurements. It's 10 3/4 by 5. We're going to fold this in half. Okay, like that. That's beautiful. And then this is our inside piece. We'll have to trim this, but I'm just going to fold it on that natural separation for the signature page right there. Got that really dark bit there. And we'll see how much we need to take off here. We need to take off a bit. So let me just bring the trimmer over and we'll just do that together. So we want that to be 5 inches. I really didn't want to cut that sunflower off, but you know, you can't have everything that you want, right? Okay, so again, this is going to go this way. Now you could switch it. You could have it be this way and this way, but my pages are not cut appropriately. So, but you could switch that and just adjust your measurements. So this is going to go this way and that's going to go there. Why is that so big? I guess it was supposed to be the same size, wasn't it? Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and round the edges on this and this again, and I'll be right back. Okay, so this is what we've got. Same dealio as before. So this time I'm going to put it, have it open this way. So this is going to go right here. And our pocket's going to go right here. Oh, I didn't put a divot in. Did I put a divot in the other one? I don't think I did. It's probably why I had trouble seeing it. So let's make sure we're going the right direction here. So we want our divot on this edge. Oh, not that. Oh my heavens. Not that. This. Oh my goodness. There we go. So let's just aim for the center here. A little bit of ink there. And then we're going to glue this down. And again, we're going to glue it on this side, and this side. Turn that back over. And we're gonna just place, I thought my other ones was smaller, but maybe it was. I don't know, I did something wrong with my cutting on this one. So just showing you it doesn't really matter because it fits, and that's what matters, right? So my other ones did not come to that edge, and that is hanging over. Oh my goodness, let's just trim that off. It's okay, it's not a big deal at all. It's just a junk journal, right? Handmade journal. So that is that. So we've got our flippy here, and we've got 3 writing spaces, which is epic. Okay. Why does this look so light? Let's just fix that up, get it a little bit darker. There we go. Alrighty, so, oh, I think this is the one I had the piece for that I thought I had for the other one. So let's work on the belly band. So this is our belly band piece. I love the grungy brown bits in here. So we're going to bring our trimmer over and do our scoring. Again, this should measure 8 3/4. It does. So we're going to score at 1/4 of an inch on each end to make our little, it just makes it a little bit easier to get things in and out from underneath that belly band. You don't have to do a gusset. It's not completely necessary. So I'm just going to give that a good crease. You can use your bone folder if you need to, but my nails work pretty fine. So I'm going to ink this up really quick. Okay, so that is that. Oh, isn't that yellow on yellow? Oh, that's so pretty. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and decorate the front of this. So this is the piece I think I was thinking about before. We'll make this one a belly band as well, because why not, right? So I'm going to round those edges too. If this was a thinner strip, I probably wouldn't. I would just make it a separating piece, but I made this deep enough just to capture that beautiful sunflower image that will just make it a belly band. You could also have made it a pocket. What should we do? Should we make it a pocket? I want it to be a belly band. It's my party, right? Okay, so we're going to just put glue on the ends. Okay, like so. That was a pretty thick glue line, Renee. Make sure we don't have anything hanging over. And I think I want to go kind of low on it. Well, no, I better go towards the middle because that'll look weird. And just place that down as well. Just slide that a bit. Awesome. Okay, there we go. So I'm not gonna, I think I'll show you the rest of my process here, and I'll attach this off camera since you've already seen that. I'll use some either green seam binding or a really vibrant yellow. And I'm thinking I want something to separate this. I feel like this is not working very well. So let me see if I've got a piece of this, this paper here in a scrap. Give me just a second. I should have some in my little scrap thing here. Just trying to find that exact paper. Is that it? That looks to be, oh, I want that. Yeah, I want that. So this should work just fine. So let me just, let me trim this up. I need to cut it in half lengthwise. I don't want to lose too much of that width though, so I'm gonna be careful there. And then I'm going to see how wide that is. Is it 2 inches? No, of course it's not. Of course it's not. What? I think that is about center. Well, we're gonna find out. It's not. That's okay. That's okay. All right. Okay, so we need to leave that in place so that we can see what we're doing here. That was ridiculous. Okay, let's fix this. Oh my goodness, I can't do that. I cannot do that. So I'm just going to make a pencil line and we'll just cut it with the scissors. It just gets tricky when you get these smaller pieces to get them trimmed easily. So I'm just gonna cut on that line. I mean, what did people do before they had cutters, right? And I'm not going to round those because they'll be too weird because the strip is too thin. So let's just put this on here. And I'm going to make a pencil mark here. Okay, cut that off. And then we'll just use this to do the second one. Alrighty. So let's ink this up really quick. Got some pencil marks showing, but that's okay because we're inking. All right. So let's get this back in here so that we can kind of see where we want that to be. So I want this piece up at the top, and that's just going to tie everything together, which is always something I aim for. And while I was inking things up, I was thinking maybe I need to do some mixed media, because mixed media always centers me. It always brings me back to like my kind of my Zen place, although I don't really believe in Zen, but my center place, my place of peace, my place of connection with myself and my emotions, and because I can translate how I'm feeling through mixed media. So I think it's time for me to plan a mixed media project. So that might be coming up maybe next Sunday. So today is the 20th, so maybe the end of the month I'll have a Sunday's Art of Truth. Yeah, that I like that a lot better. Really, really a lot better. That is not even though. Oh man, it's okay. So let's see. Let me show you the tags that are going to go in, or the journal cards. So I've just got two images, one slightly smaller than the other, and they'll both fit behind there. So I need to grab a scrap and cut some whale tail punches. Let's use this paper. This is a good one for this. So I'm just going to fold that there and use my punch. Thank you, Shelly. I always am so grateful for this because it makes it so easy. I have the dies, but this is just so easy when you're not prepared like I am today. So there we go. I think I'll take the boy for ice cream in between the game and picking up his sister. That would be fun. He's such a sweet kid. He is so smart. Like, he is 8 years old. He'll be 9 this month, or in November. 9 in November, sorry, not this month. But he's brilliant. Like, this kid is just, I guess, the benefit of having older siblings, because there's he's 8, and then his sister is 14, and then his older brother is 16. So there's quite the gap there, but he is just has been a little sponge all of his life with his siblings. So, okay, I'm going to ink these up and I'll be right back. Okay, let's go ahead and attach these. I like to stagger them, as you guys know, just so that they're not in the same place on the tag when they're sticking out. I think I'd like to put these ones on the opposite side, though. I always do right side because I think it's because I'm right-handed. So let's go ahead and do these on the left and have them feed through on the under the belly band on the left-hand side instead. So I think I'd like this one low because I don't want to cover up that sunflower in this case. So I'm just going to place that on there. And as I've mentioned in previous videos, I'm not putting seam binding on these this time. I figure I can come back and put them where I want them when I start putting the journal together. So that I can really even out where everything goes, so I don't have the seam binding and the bits like this sticking out all in the same place in the same signature. So we'll do this instead. So there we go. I love that green. It ties in perfectly. So then these are going to feed in here. And again, as I mentioned, I will attach that belly band as I did before off camera. So this is going to stick out more here, that smaller card. So that's what you got. So really super multi-layered, multifunctional, multi-writing space, multi-pocket belly band piece, which I think is really cool. It's very low profile, even when you look at the bulk here. So you've got, you know, layers and layers and layers, but look at how thin it still is. So that's what I always aim for. So that is it for today. I'm going to go ahead and be done today and move on with the day with the kiddos. And I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you guys for being here, for supporting always, even when I'm lagging and I'm not in my best frame of mind and frame of heart. So I appreciate all of you, and I will see you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.